So I just got a brand new knife today. It's the new 2014 model Kalashnikov AK12 by Böker. I think this is a new 2014 model. I've never seen any reviews on this knife yet. I haven't seen any on Google either or on YouTube, so I'm guessing this is new for 2014. I think the one before this was the AK11. Well, that makes sense, saying AK12 and then AK11. I'm babbling on. Anyway, so that's the knife that I just got today and I wanted to do sort of a little review on it. One thing I did notice, the glass breaker on here, they've obviously photoshopped that glass breaker onto this picture. I don't know why they did that, but they did. But anyway, onto the knife. So, it came with a sheath. I'm guessing it's the same sheath that all of the AKs come with. I don't own any other AKs, just this one. And I won't be owning any AKs after this one. It's got a 1-inch belt loop on it. It's pretty standard. Sheath's made in China. Retention's okay. That doesn't matter because it's got the button on it. Anyway, the knife itself is... well, it's got an aluminium handle. That's a glass breaker, as you can see from the image on the box. There's a big difference. One thing I will say for this glass breaker, I think it's more to do with the quality control before it left the factory. I'll see if I can get some light on it actually. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that, but it's off center where they screwed it in, which means that the threads are damaged. I've tried getting it out and I can't. So obviously they've damaged the threads when they screwed that in. This matte thing, matte silver, that the glass breaker screws into, if you take out these 3 hex screws, you can remove this bit. I think that's supposed to be a hammer pull as well, if you want to take out that and use it as a hammer pull. It has got some grooves cut into it on the back. You'll not be able to see because my camera's really shit. Yeah, you can't really see that. But yeah, it's got grooves cut into the bit down there for gripping. You'll not be able to see this bit either that I want to show you, I don't think. You can't see. Where they've milled these lines into the aluminium, they've done it really roughly and they haven't filed it. I think they've just taken a small hammer or something, because when it came out it's had little bits of metal sticking in and they've hammered it flat against there. So that just looks really tacky as well. Like they couldn't be bothered to do it properly. As far as the grip feels, it is aluminium like I say, but it just feels really cheap and not very well made. Yeah. Well, that's my opinion anyway. As far as the blade goes, obviously it's a Tanto model. Another thing you won't be able to see, where they've milled this blood groove in and they've drilled or cut this bit out, I think they will left some excess metal on the bottom here, which I don't think you'll be able to see on the camera. But instead of filing that out, again they've hammered it flat. It's either excess metal that they've hammered down, or it's just some paint that they've put some excess on. Sorry, it's at the top, not the bottom. So I don't know if you can see that. Again, it looks cheap and tacky. The blade itself is 420 high carbon steel. Sorry, it's not high carbon. It's just stainless, standard stainless steel, 440C stainless. So yeah. So it looks good, and the blade itself is razor sharp. Don't know why me torch just decided to do that. But yeah, so it's pretty sharp. As soon as I see that I tear it. But yeah, it could do with sharpening. But yeah, So yeah, I paid £32 for this, and I got it from Heine Hayes. And if I held it before I bought it, I wouldn't have bought it. It's just, I don't know. I mean, the blade steel's a pretty good steel. When I first started collecting knives, 440C was a good steel, and now for some reason people think it's shit. So I haven't had a problem with it. I'm trying to be careful because I'm looking at this through the viewfinder of the camera. So yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't pay more than £15 for this knife, normally. It looks good, but looks are all it's got going for it, really. I mean, it feels crap. It's got a lot of little faults with it, as far as finishing goes. That quality control should have checked before they sent it out. And there's a... where is it? Right there at the bottom. There's a little pin there sticking out, because it's a steel lined knife. And obviously they've pinned aluminium handles to the scales, where they haven't riveted with the hex screws. But yeah, they've pinned it there, and the pin's sticking out because they couldn't be bothered to file that down either. I think the only knife I've got I could compare it to is the CRKT, the M16, the EDC model. They're about the same size, similar thickness. I think the blade thickness on the Kalashnikov's about 2.5mm thick, I think. So yeah, compared to the 3mm thick blade of the M16. Really sorry for the crap camera I've got. It's more for filming the reptiles in a better light than it is for doing this sort of thing. But yeah. So yeah, that's the knife. Not very good. I don't really rate it that high. I would definitely pick the M16 over it. But yeah. So that's the end of the little review thing. Not that impressed. It looks good, but that's about it. It's more of a collector's toy than a functional knife. Try the Seatbelt Cutter as well, actually. Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Obviously that was just paper, it wasn't a seatbelt, so I don't know what it would do to seatbelts. I won't have any spare, but yeah. So it's okay. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. So that's the end of the little review thing. That's the new knife. Goodbye.